Question number 1, we're going to solve this quadratic equation. We're going to use factorising to do it, which is the easiest, well, the quickest method to use. Because all we have to do on this one is find the two numbers that times together to make 6 and add together to make 5, and I know that they're 2 and 3. So x plus 2, x plus 3. Now we want two numbers that times together, these brackets are next to each other, so that means times, to make 0. So a number time, if this number was 0, 0 times something would be 0, or if this number was 0, something times 0 would be 0. So x plus 2 equals 0. That means that x equals negative 2. There's one of our solutions. Alternatively, x plus 3 equals 0. That means that x equals negative 3. So our two solutions are negative 2 and negative 3. You can see that that's quite fast. If we move on to our next factorising question, there's actually two different ways to do this, but I'm going to do it using the difference of two squares. That's what this is. X squared is a square number, 49 is a square number, and the minus means that this is the difference between these two squares. So I know it's going to look like x plus 7 and x minus 7. That is a 7, believe it or not. And then we put the equals 0 on the end. Now, similarly to this one, and I'm not going to go through the entire process like we did before, I'm just going to go that x equals negative 7 or 7. Those are your two solutions. Alternatively, we could have just solved it like a normal equation, so we could have gone x squared take away 49 equals 0. That's the first line, that's just the question copied across. Add 49 to both sides and then do square root. So it's plus or minus 7. Because remember, a square root has a positive and negative solution. So if you've seen, that's the same answer as that. Okay, getting a little bit more difficult on the factorising questions now. We've got a coefficient of x squared here, a number in front of the x squared. Still it's 2, so there's only one way of making it, 2x and x. And we've got a 2 here. So let's have a think. We need 1 and 2 in here. Now, do I want 1 against the x or 1 against the 2x? Well, if I have 2 there, 2 times 2x is 4x, and if I have 1 there, 1 times x is 1x, so that will be 4x plus 1x is 5x. So it's that. Now, either the left hand side is 0, 2x plus 1 equals 0, 2x equals negative 1, x equals negative 0.5. Or the right hand bracket is 0, x plus 2 equals 0, x is negative 2. Once you get a little bit faster at doing these kind of questions, you'll just know that x is negative 2 to make that bracket 0. You don't really need to go through this process here, but it does help on these more complicated ones, maybe the ones with a coefficient of x. Right, this one isn't a typical quadratic. We've got no equals 0 at the end, so what we've got to do first of all is to just do some rearranging. So we're going to get y squared plus y, take away 56, let's start that again. We've got y squared plus y, take away 56 equals 0. So what's happened here is we've taken away 8y from the right hand side, and we've taken 8y away from the left hand side to give us y. We've taken 58 away from the right hand side and 58 away from the left hand side to give us 0 on this side and negative 56 here. Right, just factorise then. So I'm thinking 56 is 7 eighths. If we add 8 and minus 7, we'll have positive y. So add 8 minus 7. So our solutions are to make the left hand bracket 0, that's negative 8. To make the right hand bracket 0, we're going to have positive 7. And the last one on the factorising problems is this one here, where we've got a right angled triangle, and it doesn't really look like it's got anything to do with the quadratic formula at first until you start thinking about Pythagoras, because we know if we square that and we square that and add those two together, then we get this squared, which is just Pythagoras' theorem, and it just says show that this is the case. So I'm going to use Pythagoras to do that. So 4x take away 2 squared equals 2x plus 10 squared plus the x plus 3 squared. Right, let's multiply out those brackets. So remember, these are double brackets. 4x take away 2 times 4x take away 2 equals, so I'm just writing them as two sets of brackets each one. Okay, now multiplying them out using like FOIL or whatever method you use. So this is going to be 16x squared minus 16x plus 4. This is going to be 4x squared plus 40x plus 100. And then the final two pair of brackets, x squared plus 6x plus 9. So let's simplify the right hand side. Let's just copy down the right hand side, the left hand side. So we've got 4x squared and x squared, so that's 5x squared. We've got 40x and 6x, so that's 46x. And we've got 100 and we've got 9, so that's 109. Right, if we subtract, move everything over onto one side, so how about if I subtract 5x squared from the both sides, I get 11x squared here. I subtract 46x from both sides, I'm going to get negative 62x on here. I subtract 109 from both sides, I'm going to get negative 105 equals 0. Now I could go on to solve that, and that's probably what the question would call for in an exam.